Hey everybody, pause up. Welcome back. So today we're going to be doing an amazing recipe with moose and salmon as the main protein source. And this one's going to be called Appa's favorite. So a great shout out to Sarah for her new puppy. Congratulations, love all the babies. For anybody that wants to have a recipe named after their baby, go ahead and message us with your new baby's picture and their name and say, yes, please use my baby's name in a future thing. To give us permission to do that, and we'd love to. So let's get started and show you the ingredients. Alright, so for this recipe, as I said, we're going to be using moose and salmon meat as the main protein source. Very excited to be using that. Apparently Beryl is as well. Well, I'll be adding some garbanzo beans as well for the protein source. You want one? Thank you. This is our 5% of the fall meats, and that is, today we're using hearts and kidneys and gizzards. Our veggies are going to be encompassed with green peas, purple potato that we've gone and shredded up really small, some zucchini shredded way thin, some carrots, some cilantro, and then we have the brown rice for our grain today, 2 tablespoons of the coconut oil, and then of course, he's very excited to be having some food. I know you love it, huh? But you need to, thank you. Hey. Sorry, he's very unruly today. And then of course we're going to be adding the eggshells into the individual little baggies. So we're going to be adding in the meat and starting with that. You want to cook that off just until it's just barely cooked. We're not going for a char at all with the meat, because then that brings in carcinogens and stuff. So, and you want to make sure that it's as healthy, remains as healthy of a source of protein for the dogs as possible. And then to prevent the browning and charring, I add just a little bit of water just to kind of make it moist down there, so it's not really allowing it to really, we don't want to brown and sear it and do that. We just want it to cook gently, and so once we get that all cooked off, we can add in as well the hearts. And that was hearts and kidneys and gizzards for chicken, from chickens. We'll go ahead and add that coconut oil in there. That's 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And of course we're going to stick with the same ratio, the 80% proteins, and that should be your meats. But this today it's going to be meats mixed with beans. That's totally fine, you can do that. And then of course you can add it in. Okay, so if you're trying to bulk up the volume of your recipe for that week or whatever, you want to make sure it's going to last you the full week. This is a kind of a small recipe that we're doing today in comparison to some of the other ones that we've done. So this won't last us a whole month or even 3 weeks like some of the other ones have. This is only going to last us probably a week. And be sure to check the chart. We do have the chart on our blog and our Facebook for the feeding ratio. This way you know how much food, home-cooked food, that you should be feeding your dog based on their weight. We'll just come back and give that a minute, and then we'll add in the rest of the goodies. Okay, we just added the peas, and now we'll bring in the carrots. Seems like it's going to be a kind of a colorful one, and the variety of color brings a variety of nutrients. That was our purple potatoes, and I had just shredded them really fine, so it just kind of blends in and spreads evenly throughout the recipe instead of doing just big chunks of potatoes. And then this is the zucchini. And then we got cilantro. That just gives us some green leafiness there, and cilantro has a whole ton of nutrients. And we're going to even turn that heat off, because of course the vegetables are pretty much good on their own, and you don't need to cook the heck out of them, but you just kind of want to wilt them and allow those ingredients to incorporate together and blend. And look at that pretty color. Fun. Alright, well there we go. That's what your meal is going to look like today. If you do this recipe, that's kind of fun. We got the carrots and that cilantro is bringing some beautiful color, and those purple potatoes gives it a little bit of a lavender hue. Way fun. Alright, well we're going to let this cool down a minute, and we will go ahead and show you how we put it into the portion baggies and give you a couple options on different ways you could do that. And we'll go ahead and add the eggshells at that point, because there's no need to add it in here. We'll just go ahead and add it into the individual portions. Well, can you tell it's done, guys? Because look who's right up on top of me. If he could get in my skin with me, he would. So we're going to give him a little taste sample, but I just wanted to show you how we portion out the bags. For his weight, he should have 2.5 cups of, because he's just about 50 pounds now, he should get 2.5 cups a day. And I like to break up their daily allotment of food into 2 meals, so they're not only getting food just in the morning or just in the night, and then they're starving and hounding you all day long, even though he's a bad beggar as it is. But either way, so I feed him a little bit less, only because I still treat him a lot. He's very food driven, so when I need him to do something, whether it's going into his crate or coming when called, it's with treats. So since he does get extra treats throughout the day, I lessen his food and bring him down to a 40-pound daily allotment instead of the 50. So each bag for him gets just about 1 cup, and I put mine into little Ziploc baggies, and that works for me. Some people love to do just like 1 big container, and then they'll just, you know, scoop it out for their each meal, and that's by all means totally fine. We were actually given this meat by a friend of ours, and thank you so much, Ty and Tony, for donating to us on our cause a couple chunks of the moose meat. Loved it. It was wonderful. Beryl's loving it. And so shout out to them. Great, thank you so much. Their company, they're rock hounds like I am. We did our rock show over the weekend, and their company is Utah Dump Diggers. Check them on out. They're fun. Big, huge thank you and shout out to them. Oh, do you think you need a taste sample? Okay, we'll do that for you too. You don't want to let this sit out in the fridge, because again, it's homemade, it's gourmet. There's not a ton of chemicals and additives or pardon me, preservatives in the food. So it's not going to have a long shelf life. You're not going to be able to leave it in your fridge for the entire month. You're going to want to freeze the majority of your portions and only leave, that next few days portions out in the fridge, so you have it ease ready to go and you're not feeding your dog a frozen chunk. So let me grab a plate and we'll see if Beryl actually likes the moose. Alright, we're going to give Beryl a little taste sample here. He's got some chunks of moose and stuff on there. It'll be the first time he's had moose. You're going to wait. Alright, you just wait, because you're a good boy and you wait. Okay. Oh, do you love that? Well, Ty, it seems like it's a hit. He's loving that moose. Thank you again. By all means, be sure to like and subscribe. And I did go ahead and add in the eggshell to each bag. So I add, now that he's up a little bit more, I go ahead and have added right about 1/4 teaspoon to each baggie, and that'll handle the calcium intake for them, as well as a few other trace nutrients or trace minerals that are in there. Did you get it on me? You're eating it up. I know you got one stuck on my ring. Thanks. What's in your ears, Beryl? My word, I think he loves game meat. Plate is licked pretty much clean. He must love that for sure, that game meat. Well, by all means, pause up. Love you. Bless you so much for tuning in again. Like and subscribe right there. Go ahead and do that. Please, write in. We want to hear from you. And again, if you want to have one of the recipes named after one of your babies, by all means, give us their name, their picture, and you'll be looking towards our website for a link, and that will give you a photo release allowing us to use your baby's photo in in a future cookbook that we have coming up, and we would love to include your babies. So by all means, if you wanted them included, let us know, and we'll see you soon. Pause up.